We don't see. Hold on. Let me look for my video to make sure I have the quality check in place. And view channel. And there it is. Let me test it. All y'all oxen free. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Ellie, are you there? Present. Let me turn up the volume. Okay, let me try it now. Hello, LA, are you there? Present. Hang on, guys. Let me check this one. Okay, that's good. I can hear all right. Thank you guys for coming in. Welcome to the SHOW. You thought I was going to spell out something else now, didn't you? Sure. I'm working on here getting things together. You know what? That's what I forgot to put on here. Well, let me see if I can get this fixed really quickly. Let me double check. There's that portion. Let me get into the public chat part. Let me type this in. I forgot to add something in here, but thank you for CA. I'm typing off of my tablet. It seems a little bit more beneficial to be working off of here. For some reason, it wasn't holding a charge, so I didn't bring it in. I haven't been using it for quite some time. Or should I say, I haven't used it for a live because it wasn't holding a charge. Let's see here. There we go. Let me add in my little emoji things. Emoji thingies. There. And one and oh, I do have the option to put this on here, so I'm gonna add this in here. THANKYOU, and put this at the top. Let me put a pin in here. Put a pin in it. If you like that, you should have put a pin in it. Shouts out Pinterest. I like Pinterest. Do you guys like Pinterest? Pinterest is fun, exciting, entertaining, educational, informative. Yes, educational and informative are two in the same, but you know what I mean. I like Pinterest, and I'm glad I sung that little song because it helped remind me of what I have plans to do in reference with Pinterest. Hey, welcome in. Thanks for coming. I actually was singing a little ditty because I remembered to put the cash up at the top, and I had to find the pin button. So I started singing, if you like it, then you should have put a pin in it. And I'm like, you know what, Pinterest. I was supposed to be on Pinterest. So I have some activities after I get out of this video. I'm going to be back. I'm going to submerge myself back into the world of Pinterest. How many of y'all still be on Pinterest putting boards together or reading everybody else's boards? To me, Pinterest is the new teacher. Thank you so much. You're going to make me blush. Pinterest has been around. Pinterest has had to been around for over 10 years. Guys, how long have Pinterest been around? Like over 10 years? I can't say. There was a movie when the comedian, I was about to say Morgan Freeman. Y'all, Morgan Freeman is not a comedian. That's the only name I could think of. Oh, snap. What's that dude's name? Well, it was a movie where the guy was like, yeah, I saw this on my Pinterest board. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's got a Pinterest board. See, they're famous. I like Pinterest boards. I have a cooking one. I have one for like weird sayings, like dark humor. I have a Pinterest board. Hi, thank you for coming in. The one, the only, the one. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the one. Hi you doing? Thank you for coming in. Right now, I am talking about Pinterest and how wonderful it is. I have a board on there for plants, and if you just type in like growing plants, they have so many innovative ideas. Some are really eccentric, and a lot of them I gravitate to are really basic and simple. When I go on Pinterest and I want to learn how to make something myself, I don't feel stupid, because they have what you want to do, dream, or be in all different types of levels of from your level of comprehension and understanding, and based on that it will just filter from there. Like, once again, for example, you want to start a garden. Starting a garden can seem overwhelming, especially now, this day and age. Dirt is not dirt like it used to be, right? Now it's like, if you cannot go out of your way to buy the soil, you have to figure out how to clean it. You wonder what in the world I'm putting my seeds in, because the beans might grow out and be like multi-dimensional beans mixed with peas and rice. So you're like, what did I just create? But Pinterest simplifies everything, from the people who want to clean the dirt first, if you want to get all into that, how to grow your seeds from milk cartons, how to be resourceful, grow your seeds from pop bottles, how to make plants out of planters out of pop bottles. Is a very resourceful place. So if you want to do anything on a budget, I recommend Pinterest, because I tell you, when I get so excited, it's like a school. There was one time I was on Pinterest during the summer, maybe 7 years back. I was sitting on the couch, the sun was shining in the living room. Now, I said 7 years back. The sun was shining in the living room, and I sat on the couch. I had my snacks, and at that time we had a pet cat. And I looked up at the time, and it was like after 3 o'clock. I'm like, you mean to tell me I've been sitting up here for 5 hours scrolling through Pinterest? I think that's a good thing, because when I hear people say they're scrolling on TikTok and Instagram for hours, it's hard for me to compute that, because even though I have a TikTok account and Instagram account and a Twitter account, it don't harken my attention that long to want to just be submerged in there. And I think it's all because of how it's set up. Now with TikTok, even though I may want to look for the same thing, and I'll keep it to the same topic, how to start a farm, or how to grow plants or start a garden, that's what it is, how to start a garden. I can type that same information into TikTok, but with me, it's the presentation of it all. I don't really want that that direct in your face. You see how I'm talking to you? I don't want that type of interaction or engagement going through my feed constantly with different faces and different people and so many movements and motions and pictures flashing in my face to show how simple gardening can be. That's too much for me. It's a system overload. And as far as that, even though TikTok is filled with so much information, when I'm on TikTok, I prefer to go on something on TikTok where there's something I can listen to in the background, where there's not so many visuals flashing all over the place, because it's information overload. So I'm saying this to say I can understand how some people can spend hours upon hours, what do they call it, just death scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, or whatever your favorite one is, because I can find myself spending hours on Pinterest. And with YouTube, I'm on there for hours, not necessarily interacting and engaging like far as being in the lives like I once used to. When I'm more actively listening, I can pick a playlist and I'll just play that playlist and I'll run it into the ground from sun up to sunset. I'm just listening to a specific playlist from what topic has my interest, from which followers I'm listening to. So I really enjoy utilizing YouTube in that way for audio purposes, not necessarily visual purposes. for visual purposes, on a learning scale, far as pictorial purposes, and just stills, and everything is in that still, so I can just look at it. I choose Pinterest, and that's where I spend most of my time, far as that. Let me think. Once upon a time, like I said, when I was on here, I did get into a lot of the lives. I get nervous to this day though when I hop into a live stream, because I don't want to accidentally push the wrong button. And when I say push the wrong button, I mean like the stream moves so fast, and I may want to at someone while they're in the live stream making the comment. And if I'm using the touch on my cell phone, I don't want to accidentally push the 3 dots to the side of their name so I can look at their page while in the live. I don't want to accidentally flag them or accidentally block them. I've come close a couple times just because the chat moves so fast and I cannot catch up with the comment and I want to respond. So I had to remind myself, if I'm going to comment, I have to be careful not to do that. I did that. I found myself doing the same thing even when I was on my desktop. I thought, well, maybe if I try joining a live on a Saturday, I wouldn't have that issue because I have more control using the mouse and everything is bigger. But that still almost happened. I'm like, what can I do to engage myself in the conversation and talk with people when the chat is going so fast without accidentally pushing the wrong button? Now, right now, as I'm chatting with all of you, thank you for coming in. It's like, the chat is going slow enough where I am not going to trip up and make a mistake. So that's how I feel about that. For example, Don Lemon. I was on Don Lemon's chat maybe, to me it seemed like 2 months ago. Maybe 2.5 months ago when I caught a Don Lemon live, and the chat was chatting up really fast, and I commented. I just said hi, good content, because at that time whatever he was talking about, it had my attention, and I wanted to involve myself in the live. And it was neat to see my comment go across, you know, and I had a feeling that they saw, but since I'm not a subscribed member, my comments don't get acknowledged. That's how that works now with social media. I've noticed when the YouTubers start to get an influx or a volume of people coming into the chat, and it's just too much to keep up with, even when you slow down the chat, they simply cannot keep up with the chat. So if they want to, it's going by so fast, they don't want to go back through the comments and see and respond to that said one. So what they do now is be like, if you want your chat to be seen or heard or read, you have to drop something in their Cash App, and then they'll go through there and they'll go through there and find your comment. Or they will say, send a super chat, and then it'll pin to the top, and your comment is read on the screen for a set period of time. I participated in that a couple of times. I tell you, when I would love to do that more, let's just say that when I do get on the lives every blue moon, now I'm going back in time. Now that's probably 3.5, 4 years back now, when the whole Tasha K Cardi B situation, this was before it imploded on her. So this was right at the cusp when I was still watching Tasha K, before she really changed into someone else that I really cannot rock with. I actually was in the live and I was interacting with her, and I had a couple dollars, so I gave her a digital tip, currency, and I was laughing because what she was talking about at that time was some guy took a girl out on a date for a smoothie, but how she emphasized smoothie had me rolling to myself in the kitchen while I was making dinner and everybody else. So I just wanted to put that in there. I was bugging out, but my comment, she noticed my comment and it got acknowledged because I was like smoothie, and I had crying emojis because it was just so funny how she kept saying it. It had everybody in the comments laugh. She's like, oh, smoothie. You only took her out on a date for a smoothie, a $5 smoothie. She went in because the principle of it was the guy is a rapper. He has a lot of money, and all he took her out to for a date was a smoothie. She went ballistic. So I'm saying all these examples on how I've experienced a full chat, and all have you know that Tasha K's chat is full. Don Lemons is full. Funky Dinevas is full. If ever Walter Lee Hampton, rest in peace, your partner who passed, if he were ever to do a live, I know his chat box will be blazing. Lovely T, she went live, she would go live, her chat box is booming. So I get it. If you really wanted to specifically say hi, just want to say hi, just want to show love and show support, the only way for her to see you is through that way. And I get it and I understand. But there's another side with this same scenario where people become dark and arrogant. And it's like, oh man, I wanted to say hi, but the numbers and the volume have gone to their head and it's changed them into a monster. So I don't even want, I kind of want to relinquish my support now and saying hi, because you've transformed in front of all of us. I know I'm not the only one who's witnessed this, because shout out to Paige Chris. Is it Paige Christie? She is from another country. She is like from London or somewhere. She is very entertaining. She makes a lot of documentaries, and she actually makes documentaries, guys, not these 30-minute things that's called documentaries. She makes ones from an hour. Her recent one that I want to get into that I saw in my feed, it looks like it's about 3 hours, 3.5 hours long. I want to see that video. If I can think back and remember what it's called, because I did save it to my watch later, right? I saved it to my watch later feed. And hang on, once I type this in, I probably can remember. It's not about Katy Perry. She did a video about Katy Perry and the downfall of Katy Perry. Paige Christie is on someone else. Oh, it's another video documentary of one of the YouTube OGs from the makeup section, like from the health and beauty section. Charles, what's his name? James Charles. Oh. Y'all remember James Charles? I'm speaking of him like he's no longer with us. The way he's been allegedly acting, he is no longer with us. He done went ziggity boom on his thought processes. Well, that's a whole nother story. However, Paige Christie has come out with a documentary that I am going to schedule out some time to listen to today. Have her playing in the background. And with this particular new James Charles documentary, unfortunately, it's going to be about the people who have witnessed and or experienced YouTuber OG James Charles in not a great light. It's the witnesses and the VICTIMS who didn't have a good day with him. And for this documentary to be so long, I am concerned as to how many people came forth to be talking about James Charles. And when I looked at the thumbnail, if it's Paige Christie's channel, I'm quite sure she's already working on a part 2 and a part 3. Because when she deep dives, oh, she really puts in the work in deep dives. And it's so entertaining. It's nice to find someone, as far as a YouTuber, that I aspire to not want to be like, but to pull information from, if that means, like, for example, she's got a lot of qualities about her platform that I like. Number one, she's married. Number two, she's a stay-at-home mom. Number three, that's what she wanted to be. And number four, she retired her husband because she's doing so well in social media, and that's what she wanted, so her husband can get to the things and the hobbies that he loves. One is being a father and a husband, and then he's got other passions. I don't like that word, but that's what most people use. He's got other things that he likes to do now that he can. That's what he does. So on that note, I really have a lot of respect for her. Number two, she do the work. She puts in the work, and when she has a like a correction, a continuity correction, she makes the correction. She's not arrogant with you're like, yo, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. She just says, I made a mistake. She was like, yo, I'm Paige Christie, and I made the mistake. The last video I made was wrong. There was a potential information that I got wrong. So before I get deeper or further into my apology, I'll play the clip where I was wrong at, so it all can be abreast and up to speed of what I'm going to apologize for specifically. And then she'll roll the tape talking about where she thought things were correct and accurate in information, and how she got something misconsulted. She'll play the clip and then go into her apology and be like, that's why I thought this was this. I thought I did enough fact checking. Come to find out, blah, 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 blah. And she'll have all the reasons to why she came up with this concept or thought process to have it deemed as concrete or solid. So that's really fun. I know when you become a YouTube content creator and the numbers and the volumes do flow, it can be demanding and busy, because you're, number one, excited that the pages have finally turned, and number two, it's like, wow, they're consuming all this content, they're really lapping it in. I wasn't expecting that. Do you know how long it took me to make the first video that everyone liked? Oh, dun dun dun. And now I have to fully commit to this, because this is what's working. Thankfully, what she does that works is something that is good, that she likes. To her knowledge, she still is enjoying. So I can say that I still enjoy Lovely T. I don't follow her as much as I used to, but I can say I kindly respect her platform, her and her flow, and that's a good thing too. Shouting out content creators that I do listen to in the background. I like listening to a lot of her older content, her meaning on Lovely T. It's always like that. I find myself saying this often. You know, like when artists first come out, they call it humble beginnings. It's the humble beginnings of it all for me. The humble beginnings. So the humble beginnings of it all is always good. Now that I'm in this tablet and I have the, I'm thinking about it, I'm going to get things set up so I can sing the Cows in the Chat song. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, people, AI, and all living, breathing things here on the planet Earth. They like to say that America is the great American melting pot. I beg to differ. Excuse me? Yes, I beg to differ. Planet Earth is the great melting pot. We have so many living, breathing species living here, classified and unclassified. Welcome into the show. Thank you for coming in. All are welcome here. This is the place where the cool people hang out. You, and you included. Now it's time for us for some more audience participation. I'm going to sing a little ditty called Cows in the Chat. I'll wait for my staff to pass me my harmonica. In my mind, I'm certified, bona fide, and qualified a harmonica player in my mind. Harmonica, please. Woo. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Moo. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. I am putting cows in the chat because it's time to acknowledge cows. Number one, isn't it obvious that I like cows? Cows, spelled C-O-W. comma, and/or cows, COWS. And followed by the cows in the chat song. I want to put some unicorns in here. So let me type in unicorn. You guys, I really like working off this tablet. It's a lot smoother than working off my tiny computer. I'm glad that I figured out why my tablet wasn't holding up a charge. It's so not inconvenient. It's so convenient and lightweight. Speaking of convenience and lightweight, you remember when the Acer computer netbook was out? NETBOOK. It was small, compact, and you just threw it in the bag and you went, but it allowed you to have access to the internet with a built-in full keyboard, and it was tiny, so you can do light things, check emails, see what's going on in the world today, and keep you company while you're on the airplane. When the Acer netbook came out, I was so happy. I'm like, times are really changing. And that was unfortunately around the time of Michael Jackson's passing, when the netbooks, the Acer netbooks were really in play. How I remember is because when I worked at Kmart, yes, I worked at Kmart. Rest in peace, Kmart. When I worked in Kmart, in the electronics section, we started getting Acer notebooks and netbooks in there, in the electronics, and I was like, wow. So you know what that means? What do that mean, LA? Huh? What do that mean? That means you can put it in the layaway. Hey! Dance party. Put the notebook in the layaway. And that's the exciting thing about that. I'm actually going to type that into my chat. The memories of working at Kmart. The memories of working at Kmart. Working at Kmart. Putting things in the layaway. Putting THINGS. Wait. Putting things THINGS. Things in the layaway. Layaway has a hyphen. Lay. Way. I miss that. Do people still have, do stores still have layaways? So I just typed it in there. The things I remember about Kmart is being able to put things in the layaway. Game consoles. The layaway gave me hope that I can get the things that seem so hard to obtain. With small little payments, I too can achieve to have the finer things in life. Last time I checked, which was years ago. Oh, thank you for putting horses in there. Those are nice. Thank you so much. Last time I checked, TJ Maxx had layaway. Do TJ Maxx still offer layaway? How are you doing, Soundwaves? Thanks for coming in. I am currently wondering if TJ Maxx still offers layaway. And to my knowledge, Burlington Co. Factory offers layaway. Is there any other businesses out there that do that? Myers, for those of you up north, I mean like really up north, like Michigan up north. There, and the Myers, they offer, I know Myers once upon a time offered layaway, but in the early 90s rolling into mid 90s, they started to pull back and started to only offer layaway seasonally, and that was around Christmas time. And unfortunately, that's where they stopped at. I think with Walmart, to my knowledge, I have not checked. Once upon a time, Walmart also offered layaway, but once again, that was only seasonally, and that's around Christmas time. I'm not sure if they're still doing that anymore, because I mean, they have all these other ways where you don't have to do that anymore. I just miss the art of that. It's really fun. But you know, things do change. I think though, the way the system is changing now, brick and mortar will be established again. However, once they get on the bandwagon, they will just downsize and make all these stores that we love to shop at and talk about smaller, if they haven't already. In my mind, I'm confused as to why they haven't thought to just downsize the buildings to be smaller, to scale back. It'd be cheaper, and then people can still have the luxury and the experience to shop online, virtually, and in a brick and mortar. I mean, take for instance Kohl's. That is a big store. That's considered what I think is called a standalone store, right? It stands by itself. Well, the couple of Kohl's buildings that I have in my mind, they stand by themselves. They don't share space with anybody else. For example, they're not in the plaza or like in the mall. It's just one store like Rite Aid. It's one store like CVS. It's one store like Walgreens, a standalone store. And so with Kohl's, let's say they're financially like Joann Fabrics, no longer with us. I mean, it baffles me. All you have to do is get a smaller building, and the rest is history. But I'm not even gonna go there with them right now, because I did make a video on here with Warren Moon. Excuse me, and I was talking about Joann Fabrics. It's like, why aren't you getting it? We see all the answers. Us cool people see all the answers, but they didn't. Maybe it's not for them to get. Maybe it's just meant for them to fold. It's only so much light in the day, and I don't feel like burning it on thoughtless questions on people who don't want to listen to the wise counsel of us. Yes. I need to show my hooves on that. I'm showing my hooves on that. I tell you. So rest in peace, Joann Fabrics. JOANN Fabrics. The craft store that is no longer with us. I'm going to look and see if I have some yarn too. Hang on, the craft. Not to be mixed up with Kraft macaroni and cheese. I wonder when they did their liquidations, if they did liquidations, if the Dollar Tree got all their stuff and is now selling it in the Dollar Tree. No longer. I'm typing it in. Yarn. Oh, look it. I have a yarn one. Let me see if it comes up on the cell phone. Once again, thank you guys for coming in. Hi Chile House, hi Sound Waves, hi The One, hi LA. Like I said, every time I come on this live feed, LA's always there. Kinda creepy. I don't know what's going on with that girl. Every time I'm on live, LA here. Yeah, so rest in peace, Joann Fabrics. And I wonder if the Dollar Tree took all of their merch and is selling it in the stores. Now, when I go to the Dollar Tree, I had to make it my business to go into the craft section to see if there's anything in there. I know once upon a time, maybe, wow, 20 years ago, there was a Dollar Tree in my hometown, and it was called Dollar Days. Oh, I love that store. I love that store so much. I thought once I graduated from high school, I was gonna work there. That's how much I love that store and that whole plaza. I wanted to work there. But the store closed. I'm like, now what am I gonna do? I really wanted to work there. I shop there all the time. But that's neither here nor there. Thinking about the whole plaza, to my knowledge, the last time I saw it, it was only 2 or 3 functioning buildings, or 2 or 3 functioning stores that are currently alive and active in that plaza. The rest of it has been decommissioned. Well, it was called Dollar Days. Now, I was thinking about Dollar Days because they had things in there like, I was about to say Joan Rivers. Did Joan Rivers ever sell any merch besides comedy? I don't recall Joan Rivers. Rachel Ray, for example, I think she might have been out at that time or just starting. Well, it would be like in the kitchen section, like how they will have on the walls in every Dollar Tree, they'll have like the kitchen spoons and forks and serving thingies on the wall, and then little baskets and on the counter. I would see that on there. Can you grab the... You always say something silly. Can you grab the camera for Lamar Jackson's edit? Okay. Thank you for coming in, JDR YT. I saw like name brand people stuff on there, like actual people, Rachel Ray, and I thought I saw some other cooking stuff like with the brand name from like the cooking channel. But those items were sold in the Dollar Tree. Now I heard that the reason is why, like, let's say said name brand things were in the dollar stores because they had like manufactured blemishes. And I will look at the stuff, I'm like, what blemishes? It looks perfectly fine to me. But if you want to call it that, so be it. As long as those blemishes get into the Dollar Tree and I can get them for unbelievable prices, I'm in there. So at that Dollar Days, I will see some name brand things in there, and I would look around. I'm like, is this actually $1? And there was a black lady in there. I'm not saying not African American because she was black. I mean like regular black like me. I'm regular black. I'm not mixed with nothing but black. I'm not African. I'm black. There was a black lady in there. She had braids and she was so nice. And I remember asking her a couple of times when I was there. I would go to the counter. She's like, how you doing, baby? I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, I have another question, please. She's like, what is it? I'm like, is this actually $1? And she said, yes, it is. Everything in this store is $1. And at that time in life, when you did go to the Dollar Tree, the dollar store, everything was $1. Or don't find something on clearance. It will be 25 cents. I'm crying. 50 cents. Never have I ever seen anything for 75 cents. It was either 2 quarters or 1 quarter or 2 for $1. Yes! I just could not believe that some of the things, to me, all of the things I found at the Dollar Tree were that. There was the full collection of Lemony Snickets, a tale of unfortunate events in that Dollar Days store. This was around the height, meaning the height of when Harry Potter was coming out. He was probably on his 2nd book at that time. And my little sister and I, shouts out to my little sister and her husband. We saw Lemony Snicket in there, and we were like, what is this? This is an off-brand, fake, counterfeit Harry Potter. We teased the books. The books still looked interesting. They were high quality because all they had were the Lemony Snicket, A Tale of Unfortunate Event books, all of them individually sold in hardcover. I'm like, how is this quality of a book in the Dollar Tree? But I remember what the lady said. Everything in here is for $1. Everything in here is for... She was for $1. So I remember my sister, she got a couple of them. And come to find out, which seems like to us a year or two later, upon seeing those books, here you go. Lemony Snicket Tale of Unfortunate Events was a popular book series, and it even had a full motion picture starring Jim Carrey, and Cedric the Entertainer. Jim Carrey played like all of the roles of the villains. And I think, did he even play himself? No. But he was all of the roles of the evil villains in Lemony Snicket. Bravo, good job. And once again, I find myself talking about Lemony Snicket again. And probably the next to the last live video I made while I was on here, I mentioned Lemony Snicket and how much I would like it to be a part 2, because everyone else is getting movies made, like I Know What You Did Last Summer is coming out again, and I think it's an official remake. It's not necessarily, from what I'm gathering, a continuation from the parts 1 and 2. I'm not sure if there were 3 prior to that or not, but there's a I Know What You Did Last Summer coming out. There's been a what's that called? Not Final Fantasy, Final Destination, that's been out. Superman's resurging. So why not a Lemony Snicket Tale of Unfortunate Events? It's been a long time. Should have left you without a dope beat to step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2. Ficky. Man, Timberland. What the H? Is it me or is Timberland looking scary? Ooh, I don't want to meet him no more. Now, I'm thankful for the music and the beats he made during the good old time with Missy Elliott, Maganu, Timberland, Aaliyah, not Perry Ellis, what that brand was out at that time. Missy Elliott, Genuine, I Roll to Genuine, but anyways, when all of them were out, Timberland seemed nice. Have you seen him lately? He looks scary. Bag. Give him 50 feet. Don't try to give him that. He ain't no kidding me. Dude look like a monster. Now, I don't know if that's AI making him look like that. Because how come all these pictures of Timberland who's coming out in reference to him in this AI signing? Bruh. His face looks the same. Timberland, what's wrong with you? I don't even know if I want to ask you to come back to us. I think I would rather Kanye West come back to us before Timberland, because Timberland looked like he done went down the path of it's a dog day, Cassie. A dog day meaning he done drank something and he'll never be the same again. I'm going and there ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. I don't care if I'm changing music again, but this time I'm changing music for the worse, into the hands the listeners are delivered. It's all about the money, and I don't care if I'm bringing the music system down, cause all I want is the money. Cue Cyborg. Cause all I know is pain. That's the type of role Timberland looked like he done went down. Ain't no light in him. Hope has left him. That's what it looked like, and I don't want no parts. Missy Elliott, do you think you can talk some sense into him? Or you don't want to go around them parts no more neither? You on tour anyways, right? You don't lost weight. Oh, you know, that's probably what she's been known. Beyonce in, oh my gosh, I've been hearing about the downfall of Beyonce. Look, I've been struck by Beyonce at least 5 times in my life, and the ones I can't say who no. It's creepy too. She is going downhill, and these are the facts. I wish it was more personable. I liked her when she first came out, before she was delivered into the hands of Satan. And that can be so many things. She's changed. Everyone collectively, even the Beehive, even though they go hard for Beyonce, I'm quite sure they will wish she was more interactive every once in a while. At least every 2 years, come on live and engage with us like this. It would have been really nice to see life beyond Beyonce. That's all I've been seeing, though, that her sales aren't selling well anymore. And it's like, it's happening so much. There's no way that the media can suppress it, because what I'm hearing is that the people who are actually going to these concerts, who are in mass support of her, they're reporting that, it's not the same. They are acknowledging that she is of a certain age now, so they give her that. But the concerts aren't giving what they used to. She's not giving what she used to. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with the age factor. It's something else. I've been listening, so that's why I say here, listening to videos where the majority are like, yes, Beyonce. And they say it like that because, once again, there's no interpersonal things happening like how you and I are engaging. We don't really know who she is. I was listening to a documentary in reference to the fall of art, the fall of music, and how once upon a time it was nice when the actors had this air of untouchable, meaning living off the realm of being a mysterious person. I don't know why people like hanging around people who are a mystery. I don't have time to be around somebody who's a mystery, because if you got to spend all that time trying to be around somebody mystery, they could be plotting against your behind. Why would I want to be around a mystery unto us all? And when I say that, I think of The Secret Window. It's not starring Bing Rames. Y'all, these names that come in my head, I see the picture. Johnny Depp, The Secret Window or The Secret Garden. Nope, The Secret Window starring Johnny Depp. And too soon, it will be a mystery unto us all. You're going to end up like that. What they were talking about in this video, how in the past when celebrities first came out, early 90s, and even in our parents' time, it was awesome to give this air of detachment, unattainability, you can't be around me type thing. That's not gonna fly this time. We don't want no MC Hammer, you can't touch this. We want to know, girl, are you okay? Beyonce, you okay? Dog, you don't have to tell us everything of your life, but can we just see you regular off the stage? If you want to see her, you got to get a ticket. But I have a feeling if I were to get a ticket, I'm not going to get the real her. Concert breaks, they be like, yo, ba-boom, ba-boom, turn my music down. They step down, I want to talk to y'all for a minute, I just want to tell you about some things that I've been going through. I just want to tell you how I feel about this political stuff. And since this is a tour and I'm getting all the money for it, I can kind of do and say what I want. And everybody in the audience will be like, hey, has Beyonce ever had a breakdown moment for at least 5 minutes to say, yo, I'm Beyonce, and I'm so tired today. I got to keep pushing forward, though, because, hey, that's the name of the game. Y'all, that's show business. There's a lot of days I love y'all, but I want to be at home with my family, Give us a moment in time so we can see who you really are. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. The quicksand has enfolded over her. Heaven help her child. Heaven help her child. Oh. But yeah, it seemed like it's a wrap for Beyonce. Welcome to reality. Welcome to New York City. It's a tough dog-eat-dog world. Well, that mentality done spread all over the world now. She should do a live breakfast with her family, but they just want to show glimpse. Exactly. I would have loved to see more videos of, how can I say this too? The children she currently have. I would love to just see her be regular. I don't understand. I know people want to protect their children from the media. And it is a dog-eat-dog world. Because there are, to me, 95% of these people like to be venomous. And they'll like to get at the thing they think will bother you. And that's their child. They like to talk about everything. So it's a given. We're in the second world. So prepare for that to come. Rather how much they like you or not. But like you said, I would love to see that. That's a simple thing. Who don't like breakfast? Who don't like breakfast, man? Dog, come on, Beyonce. Where your team at? People are critical. And I only been on here 5 minutes. So usually when I get in a live, I get something that says something like IH8TU. And I'm like, dog, I just got in. You just ready to spill that. So I just have to block them. But that is life. That's life. That's life. That's what people say. Dun, 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 dun. Fly high in April. Dun, 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 dun. Shot down in May. Dun, 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 dun. Now that's a nice song. And it's the doggy dog truth. I liked hearing that song because it was played every day. It seems like every day at my work when I worked at Kmart, and they played it around the same time, around the 7:15 p.m. time. They would play that song. That's what it seemed like to me. And there was a lady I worked with named Yolanda. We had 2 Yolandas, but the Yolanda we had 2 Yolandas, but the Yolanda I'm talking about is the Yolanda who constantly wore makeup. And she didn't wear too much, but she wore just enough. She was one of those women who still in her up in age, she wore makeup and she really liked to dress in fashion. I thought she was hip. So that Yolanda would always sing it. And it would make me laugh because she would sing the whole song and that was just like her jam. And I liked it too. I really could feel the song, man. It's coming from a place of like, dang, man. Every time I get a leg up, here come life. Like, oh, someone's successful. Yeah, we cannot have that. I like to tell my family, there's polar opposites. On this plane, there's good, there's bad. Life is good here and life is bad here. But life is the evil brother of the good side. And it's always in opposition to make you want to do bad. So when I say life, yes, I blame it on life, but I blame it on the bad side of life. Life's evil twin brother doing this job, trying to topple things over and spread haterade and XYZ. I embrace and welcome all day, every day, the good side of life. You have to find it though, because it be right in your face. But the bad side of life, the polar opposite, want to make you see only one side so you can succumb to the darkness. Well, I'm not going to succumb to the darkness, Beyonce. I choose to remain in the light. I would have loved to see more of her, but now I honestly don't care. If that were to happen, it's going to seem like a last, and now that I'm speaking up, that's probably what they're going to do. As a last line of defense to save Beyonce, is to have her start making appearances with people, like on Instagram or whatever. I don't want to see her now. It's too much damage that's been done. And all I can say is from the outside looking in, based on what they will allow us to know and see, blame it on her management team. Because I'm sure not blaming it on the alcohol. I would have liked to see more Beyonce, but as you can see, it's not the same anymore. I'm getting ready to actually type that in here. Let's see here. No, it's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. Like her error. Like the error. The error of Beyonce. ERA. Like the error. Error. Isn't Error the name of some laundry detergent? There's Extra, I believe, and then there's Error. ERA. That's some laundry detergent. The era of her is gone. The era of Beyonce is gone. And it will not be the same. It is what it is. And we live by the choices we make. This is like I said about Beyonce. Moving on. Who's gonna be next? In reference to like next to like be on the chopping block of getting dismantled, like you're not cool anymore? Or do you mean like who's gonna be next far as all the stuff that's happening to Diddy? Who's gonna be next? Who's gonna be next? Dun, 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 dun. Who's gonna who's gonna be next? Everybody. Number one, who's gonna be? Well, Jill Scott is no longer with us. In the sense of talent and presentation. Based on the last video thrown that I saw her, was she really crying at a concert saying that her man dumped her, was messing around on her with some chick from Walgreens or Rite Aid? Was that true? She had a breakdown. Now all I saw was the thumbnail, but girl. Who do I think gonna be next? That's Black. Is there anyone left? It seems like they done took everyone down, and including the ones we already see, the obvious. I'm not even stating the obvious people, because the obvious is in your face. They're already done. So who's left? I don't think there's anyone. Unfortunately, all the people who partook in the 50 years of hip-hop anything are done. If they haven't changed their ways and, you know, didn't show any years between the past and the present, haven't shown any signs of any repentance, it's a Christmas wrap. My hour is almost here, and I had to get ready to move forward into something else. I would love to come back on here for the next video, but I do have to divide my time up amongst my life that I have. Thank you guys so much for coming in. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I'm going to put in here, thank you for coming in. Sure, remember.